electioneering process in 2018, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola promised to ensure that dividends of democracy are distributed evenly without leaving any section of the society behind. Being a promise keeper, shortly after entering the second half of his administration, Oyetola started something novel again. Roads have been constructed, salaries paid as and when due, education reform on top gear, health revitalization over 60% delivered, and Motekun flagged off. Oyetola then inaugurated Osun Food Support Scheme. The aim of the project, according to the Commissioner for Regional Integration and Special Duties, Honorable Lekan Badmos, is to ensure that the less privileged also enjoy the government.
The Ounje Ileri program started 30 months ago, which is sometimes in April last year. The aim of Mr. Governor was to see how some other sector of the society can also benefit from this government. Mr. Governor, I looked at it that if it's in terms of infrastructure, a lot of roads have been done. As for that time, a lot of roads have been done. The Aleko road was done, and the Ede Ejigo road was also done. Likewise, the Ada road. Now, even the bridge, flyover bridge is there. So, Mr. Governor looked at it then that in terms of infrastructure, the lot of performance has gone on there. In terms of welfare of the civil servants, their entitlement, which has to do with the promptly payment of salary, is also being affected. When we look at healthcare, 332 primary health centers were also being addressed at that time. For the retirees, their benefit was also being paid. Mr. Governor then looked at it, how can I also attend to other sectors of the society, which are the vulnerables. And when you talk about social amenities, you will agree with me that food is also part of what is actually required in providing solace for the people. When you talk about security, the next thing is food. It's always food and security. So this brought about the idea behind Ounje Ileri program.
Speaking with the Osun Focus team on the journey so far, Badmos said that the scheme has fed over 1 million people in over 400,000 households.
Mr. Governor, as of today, has actually reached out to around 400,000 households in the state of Osun. Why I say household is if 400,000 people have actually collected an item, at least there is no way a father, the wife, and one child. And in the average home we have here, we look at least 2 children, and that's like 4 people. So with that, let's see that almost over 1 million mouths have been fed from this feeding program.
A project like this is expected to have impact on the economy of the state, considering the huge sum the government is investing on it. And surely, Honorable Badmos confirms that it has greatly affected many entrepreneurs positively, as local producers and farmers now enjoy direct benefit from the project. The commissioner speaks further.
First term of this Ounje Ileri that will commence, we've been able to encourage around 50 entrepreneurs that has actually been encouraged for this scheme. It is our hope to double these entrepreneurs for this second phase, and already I have almost 10 different new suppliers that also want to come on board, and who are also into production of different commodities.
A cassava flake producer, Mr. Raji Ahmed Adekunle, also spoke with Osun Focus team on the impact of the project.
Helped my business to move tremendously. It has also expanded it. Likewise, as at this present day, the rate of awareness and publicity, likewise, public acceptance of the product is very huge. I can boldly say that this stage that I have attained, that the business is operating right now, I didn't expect it 10 years to come. But due to this very intervention of the state government of Alhaji Boyega Oyetola, we have moved far beyond the journey of 10 years. So it's the Gari business now, as far as those of us that are processors are concerned, have been extended and dignified to the extent that it is more than a sole man business or one man business, as they say.
When asked if he needed connection or political affiliation to be among suppliers, the CEO of Gari Odeomu said,
The very first day I received the contract call from the Commissioner for Regional Integration and Special Duty, the number and of course the caller remained unknown to me until I was invited for a contract meeting with the Honorable Commissioner. That was the very first day I realized that actually the person that placed the call to me is the Commissioner. So I didn't know anybody. I didn't even bid for the contract. It was a result of the magnanimous of the present administration to extend a helping hand to the young entrepreneur in the state, of course, which I happen to be one of them.
Osun Focus Crew also recalls that the Osun Indigenous Food Processors Association recently at a press conference highlighted the great impact the program has had on their businesses. Mr. Aziz Olayemi, who addressed newsmen, praised Governor Oyetola's administration for the project.
The patronage has also created more jobs for teeming youth, women as processors, while hundreds have gone back to farms. Transporters, local engineers, that is grinders, nylon and wool dealers, that is the sewing machine trading stores, have also witnessed tremendous patronage. The implication of this gesture of our government and the Mr. Governor is that more lives have been secured, more features been built, and future calamities that can be caused by joblessness have been averted.
Speaking on whom the beneficiaries are, the secretary to the state government, Prince Wale Oyebamiji, said the target households are people with little or no hope.
People that we give to are the people that will never venture to sell. The masses of our people, when they see food, they will not sell it. If it were to be given to some contractors, it's a different story. We don't believe it's been sold, and it can never be sold.
The commissioner buttressed this.
In terms of identifying the beneficiaries, we have a process in place. We use what we call the SOCO register. The SOCO register is a register provided by the World Bank in connectivity with each of the states. This is a register that has the vulnerables in the state in different categories, and it is on this basis that we use in distributing the goods throughout the state. However, we also have some other modalities, which is in each local government we recognize the Muslim community head there, the Khan association there, the traditional worshippers, their representative, the people living with disability, their representative, the artisans, their representative, Iyaloja, Babaloja, their representative, student unions in each local government, youth organizations in each local government. So we have like 10 of these groups, and on a monthly basis, we give their representatives to give the vulnerables among them. And this, in a way, we feel is going to have a better spread to the target audience and to the main populace in the state.
Osun in Focus also recalled that Governor Adigboyega Oyetola in 2021 launched Osun Youth Policy Document with 4 E's, namely youth empowerment, youth engagement, youth entrepreneurship, and youth education. The commissioner explained how this program key into the achievement of this.
The state came up with a policy of 4 Y's, or is it 4 E's? Youth engagement, I think probably employment, I think there's something else to also do with sports also there. So basically, on our own part for this scheme, we had encouraged a lot of entrepreneurs, which are majorly youths. And it would interest you that they've also found a niche for themselves, in the sense that this project has actually made their products more known, and they've also been having enough feedback from the scheme since they commenced.
Mr. Raji Amit Adekunle also speaks further.
The largest percentage of the public are unaware that when we are talking about garri processing, it involves many stages, likewise many people. Like the major raw material of garri processing is cassava. You cannot get cassava without the cassava farmers. So the first beneficiary of these government interventions are the cassava farmers who we buy from in large quantities. Likewise, the driver that transports the cassava right from the farm to the town. And there are also some considerable number of women working on the frying process of the garri. So some women also work on the peeling. So we have different stages, we have different workers handling one stage or the other in the garri processing.
As election is coming, here is a prayer of the Osun people as captured by Mr. Adekunle.
The government should continue in this state. We appreciate this and we continue to applaud this very specific effort, singular effort of the state government. It should continue even beyond 2022. That is our prayer.
The commissioner allays the fear.
The government commends this program. The intention is not about election. It's not about, it's majorly to service to the people, which has been Mr. Governor's main aim and goals and part of his commitment campaign slogan when he commenced. So it's not going to stop after any election. We are going to continue this for Mr. Governor's first term, and it is my belief that after it is being reviewed, it will also commence by the second term of Mr. Governor.
Now, for this to continue, Oyetola must first be re-elected, and that is the work of the masses, as said by the commissioner.
Mr. Governor has shown capacity. He has shown his financial prowess, and he has been able to prove to us that with the right man handling the affairs of the state, we'll have a lot of stories, good stories to talk about. It is same in this same state that we had challenges. Mr. Governor has been able to overcome those challenges. Salaries are fully paid timely. I also believe even before the Ramadan finishes, I'm sure salaries are going to be paid. So you see, all these are attributes that shows of a good leader. And it does not stop by just paying salaries. Infrastructural development is also going on in different strata in the state. If you look at healthcare, he's also there. So all these factors shows that Mr. Governor has the capacity to take the state further. Despite the limited fund coming into the state, Mr. Governor has been able to show that he can actually think outside of the box and be able to bring in programs and ideas that's going to turn the state around. This is what we are presently enjoying in the state of Osun, and it is what I believe that is going to take us further, and we need people that have capacity to be able to achieve things like this. Mr. Governor is the best bet, and I and everybody I know should give all the necessary support for Mr. Governor in the forthcoming election.
As the Osun Food Support Scheme clocks 1 year in April, the Osun in Focus crew wants to strongly commend the Governor Oyetola-led administration for sustaining the project and ensuring that it has not failed. We would also like to recommend that the project be institutionalized to ensure that it's being carried out even when other governments comes in, either of the same party or another political party.